The button has been pressed. Hello, happy people. Welcome to Copycat Vlog. I'm Kat, and this vlog is dedicated to the Pfizer vaccine that I got here in Spain. And in this vlog, I will explain you how it all went. I already made a vlog about getting my first vaccine, which actually happened in Russia back in March. I got 2 shots of Sputnik vaccine. I'm gonna put the link under this video in the description so you can watch all about Sputnik vaccine. Why I decided to get revaccinated here in Spain? Because I had to travel to Russia for work reasons and I knew how the situation is in Russia. I did my Sputnik vaccine back in March and it's been 6-7 months since I did it. What I did in October, I went and I passed the antibodies test and it showed me that I still have antibodies. A lot of people have this sort of competition who has more antibodies, but I don't think it's really relevant because there are all kinds of sources and there is no common opinion that the number of antibodies really is the evidence whether you need to get the vaccine again or not. Maybe the vaccine lasts about a year. But because I had to go to Russia and knowing how people are there, it's not like Spain. Basically, COVID doesn't exist in Russia right now. People don't care. No one wears masks. No one holds the distance. Everyone's just living their lives. Yet we are one of the first countries in terms of deaths. And of course, COVID cases exist everywhere else in the world, but Russia has been particularly bad. And I was like, you know what? It's been 7 months and I'm ready to get revaccinated. And if I can have that here in Spain, why not to do it? The first thing for me to do, I called the hotline. It's super easy here in Spain. They actually recommended me to go to Wizink Center. It's a cool place where I once watched basketball game. I went to the Bastille concert. It's like a music band. And yeah, I had very fond memories of Wizink. I just didn't expect that that's where you get your vaccine these days. But here I am going to Wizink and testing it out. My second vaccine after I got Sputnik in Russia, and this is called Wizink Center. It's situated in Salamanca district of Madrid. It's basically the center where they usually do music concerts and all kinds of events. So it's kind of funny that that's where you get the vaccine. But let's go and see if I actually get the vaccine. Naked Jam and Real Madrid games. So there are all kinds of events happening at the same time. So I'm curious if I can manage to get my vaccine done as well. It's not at the very entrance as expected, but it's pretty simple to find because there were signs. And here it says Punto de Vacunación. And I guess I have to do it. Now it's getting more and more real. I was like kind of thinking, okay, if it's closed, maybe another day, but well, it's here and it seems to be open, so let's see. Es primera y es Pfizer por todos o Moderna, ¿no? Es Pfizer. Vale. Vale. Get a number like this and you should have your document. And now I'm just supposed to go and they said it's only gonna take 10 minutes. Wow. Closer than I think. I'm a bit scared, but here I am. What can you do? Gotta be done. First floor. Here's where you get your vaccination.
Venga.
Y no tenemos izquierda.
Venga.
Vale. Ay. Rápido. No, está bien. Uf, ¿y está?
Sí, ya está.
Y puede tener los efectos después o temperatura o... ¿Es común tener una temperatura o no? No. ¿No? O en caso tengo temperatura, paracetamol o...
Paracetamol de 500 cada 8 horas. Ahora ponte tu ropa.
Muchas gracias.
Nada.
What happened to me after my first shot? I was actually okay for some hours. I mean, it's not immediate. It's not like you got vaxxed and you immediately like fall down in the street or something. No, I was feeling fine, but then some hours later, I felt really bad. Like my whole body was aching quite a lot and I just felt weak. And I'm the person who's kind of always on the go, always doing something. And to me, it's always very weird to accept when I'm immobile, when I cannot do much. And this was the case. I just like had to lay down all day and I had to do some work and it was really difficult for me. But it was just one day. I didn't have any temperature rise. I was feeling like the rest was okay, but you do feel very tired in your body. And I think I also felt it very much in my eyes. Like there was some sort of pressure going in my eyes. And that was a bit weird. Watching this video, please keep this in mind, that I'm not saying that all of you will experience exactly what I did. I'm just sharing my personal experience. My experience with the first shot went flawless. Like the time was great. There was no waiting, no lines. Literally like in 10 minutes, my first shot was done. They gave me all the info. I was very pleased with how it went. And they told me to come back in 21 days. They registered my phone number, and days after I received a text message on my phone number that I have a new appointment, and all I had to do was like just to pick yes or no. I saw that the location was changed, so it wasn't Wizink Center, but instead they changed it somewhere near Barajas Airport. And because I was like in the middle of doing something, I kind of accidentally, or not so accidentally, I pressed yes, it's fine for me. And I thought, okay, maybe because it's like closer to the airport, it means no lines, like super fast, super easy, get my second shot done. But of course, not everything was so easy second time, and you can watch it now. 21 days has passed and I'm ready for my second shot of Pfizer. And I'm next to the hospital, so let me show you how it all looks. This time it's not the same Wizink Center where I went first time. Now they appointed me to come here. It's close to Barajas, to the airport. Here it is. Here there are some lines, but apparently there are different vaccines. There is Moderna, there is others, and the line looks really big. I'm not sure how it all works, and if I make it at my assigned hour, which is 7:40. The line doesn't finish, and this guy just told us that the waiting time is 2 hours. 2 hours. Seriously. Looks like line is getting smaller, but we still said we have to wait for 2 hours, which sounds bad.
¿Se pueden hacer fotos?
Relájame el brazo. Para 10 minutitos lo siguen a...
Vale, gracias. Muchas gracias. Okay, I'm done, double vaccinated. Now they say we just have to wait 10 minutes. How did I feel after my second Pfizer shot? The reaction was actually exactly the same as after the first shot. It was crazy body ache. I was really feeling weak and not that great. But again, it lasted just for one day. I had my trip to Russia scheduled in just 2 days. And luckily, yeah, I was already feeling fine again after 2 days. But thank God I didn't have my flight like after that one day, because I would have been completely destroyed. Sure, there was a lot of waiting, which I didn't love about my second shot, but in general, I would say I'm very thankful that I got my Pfizer vaccine. I've been feeling fine since then. I went to Russia. Luckily, I didn't get COVID as I traveled to Russia. No one there was wearing masks. I was in Sochi, and I don't know, it doesn't really depend on the city in Russia. It's people just don't care. Inside, no one wears masks. A lot of people start telling you that the vaccines are not effective, that they're against it. And frankly speaking, I was very exhausted having these conversations, because in the end of the day, you feel like you're the crazy one with your mask. You feel like you have to prove that this is, this is just normal. This is what we do in Europe. This is in general to protect other people, like to protect you and me. And this is like a normal civil act. My mentality has shifted a lot since I moved to live in Madrid 5 years ago. And I'm grateful to be living in a community where people care for masks, care for pandemic that's still happening. What a crazy roller coaster. I know that a lot of people have different opinions about that. I personally just follow everything that's being advised by World Health Organization. So I'm still wearing a mask whenever I can. I'm trying not to eat inside, be inside. Whenever I go out, if it's crowded places, I still wear a mask. I try to hold the distance. I'm a bit of a boring person because I really try to follow everything. Look, people are dying and it's not just about you. And I think COVID situation is especially interesting because of that. Because to me, it's not just the story of the disease or the infection that we're spreading and that we're responsible for. It's the story of a certain indifference, because a lot of people in Russia would tell me, okay, I will get vaccinated only if it means I can travel. And I'm like, okay, great, but is that really a reason? So like, it's a bit of a selfish reason, at least what it sounds to me. And I'm not claiming to be Mother Teresa or nothing like that. But I do think for me, knowing that I can infect other people and some of these people might not survive, it means their death is on my hands. And you can call it with beautiful words, or you can say you wouldn't know, or you can say you're not really killing people. But in my opinion, you are responsible for someone's death, whether you know it or not. And like living my whole life thinking that I was like part of that I was responsible for killing some grandma or grandpa, or even a young person with a condition, or even anyone, because the disease is unpredictable and we don't know how exactly it works. So yeah, I think in that sense, COVID has been a very interesting situation that 2020 brought to us and is still bringing to us. I also think it tells us a lot about humanity. I was thinking about it on a philosophical level and how, how people act. I just hope that everyone gets responsible and cares for one another, and that's the most important thing. So please, let's be rational. My advice, let's get vaccinated and let's stay healthy in the new 2020. Thanks for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed. I shared everything I could about my experience, but of course you're welcome to ask me any questions underneath this video. I'd be happy to. Stay safe, stay healthy. Your Copycat.